twice in 2012. And in the first of those assignments, he got a ton of credit from the boxing public for actually threatening Floyd Mayweather and landing shots against Floyd Mayweather that other fighters have been unable to land. Nevertheless, it was a wide decision in Mayweather's favor. And then Cotto made what might have been something of a matchmaking error in choosing to go against longer, slicker, counter-punching Austin Trout. He thought he might beat an unbeaten fighter. At the end of the day, he was beaten by another unbeaten fighter. The first two-loss streak, first two-fight losing streak of Miguel Cotto's illustrious career. Let's turn to our World Championship boxing expert, Roy Jones. And Roy, tonight, Miguel unites with Freddie Roach for the first time in an attempt to reconstruct his career and go on to bigger things. What are the vital signs you'll be looking for to tell us whether Miguel Cotto is still Miguel Cotto?
Well, the main thing I'll be looking for, Jim, is the intensity that he brings to the ring. When he comes to the ring as an attacker, a guy who's looking to knock people out. Early in Cotto's career, he was an attacker. He was a guy who came out to destroy you, not go the distance, take that left body shot, beat you down, get you out of there. That's what Freddie Roach is best at, teaching guys to go out and destroy. Can he put that fire back in Miguel Cotto? That's the main thing I want to see. You put that fire back in him, then we have ourselves something.
A great painter needs a canvas on which to paint. Delvin Rodriguez provides the kind of opposition which could conceivably give Cotto the chance to paint the kind of masterpiece that he's painted in the past. Delvin was a Friday night ESPN fighter, and a good one. Always worth watching. He's waited 14 years, Max, in his professional career for a spot like this. What can you do?
Well, he can try to keep it the opposite of the fight that Roy just described that Cotto might bring. Try to keep it more of a boxing match from long range, at least over the first half of the fight while Cotto's ostensibly fresh. And he also has to hope that Cotto can't recapture some of his old magic, because if he can, they're really two different levels of fighters. Delvin Rodriguez grew up on a farm in the Dominican Republic until he was 9 years old and came to this country. And they ate everything they grew and slaughtered. And I asked him if he was ever affected by slaughtering an animal or watching one be slaughtered. He said, no, it was a way of life, except for one time. The first time he saw a bull slaughtered, because of the amount of blood, because of the human sound the bull made as it lay dying. If he beats Miguel Cotto tonight, that sound you hear is of the old bull dying. The career that once was Miguel Cotto's. I don't think he can sustain another loss and remain on top.
I totally agree. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for Miguel Cotto versus Delvin Rodriguez. They're fighting at the 154-pound weight class. Cotto has been a three-division champion. A lot of people think he was best at 140. He wasn't quite as good as 147. He hasn't been quite as good at 154. But he's still a highly marketable and outstanding fighter. 1 year age advantage for Cotto. 2.5-inch height advantage for Delvin Rodriguez. Arm length, they measure equally from the armpit to the end of the fist. Cotto weighed in 0.8 of a pound under the 154-pound limit, and Rodriguez, who has fought in this division for a long time, was right on the mark at 154. 33-year-old Delvin Rodriguez, a 14-year veteran, as I mentioned, staring now not just Miguel Cotto, but what's perhaps his last best shot at breaking into the upper echelon of the sport. Here's a closer look at Delvin Rodriguez.
I'm from the Dominican Republic. It was a very small dirt road town, really countryside. It was tough, but at the same time, it was a very clean life where we probably pretty much grew everything we ate. You know, we grew beans, rice, everything that you could eat, you name it, we had it. I got here when I was 9 years old. We wind up in Connecticut. It's coming to a whole different world from the Dominican Republic, a young child. I didn't speak the language. I think that was the hardest thing. I couldn't speak English at all. And I didn't know anybody. It was hard to make friends, you know. Kids in school, you know how tough they could be at that age, you know, they're really brutal, man. So I met one friend of mine, a Dominican kid, and, you know, I went to see him, and he was at the gym. A lot of kids from school were there, you know, and the only way I could get that respect was by becoming good in the ring and showing these kids that, you know, they couldn't just mess with me because I didn't know the language, because I was new. So it was a way out, pretty much. I became a USA citizen about 4 years ago. You know, this country has given me everything. You know, it has opened so many doors. It has given me so many opportunities. You know, opportunities that I never even dreamed as a kid to be in this position, fighting for such a big fight. Miguel Cotto, the guy that's been at top level for such a long time in boxing, for me, it's a great accomplishment.
Delvin Rodriguez left his grandmother's farm in Dominican Republic at age 9½, moved to the United States to be with his mother, and has lived in Connecticut ever since. Want to underline one thing that he said in that brief clip. He became an American citizen 4 years ago. It's not an easy process. He regards it as one of the great accomplishments of his career. He comes in with knockout victories this year over George Tuatunipa and Freddie Hernandez. Noteworthy accomplishments, but George Tuatunipa and Freddie Hernandez are not Miguel Cotto. So you can bet that Delvin Rodriguez's heart is beating fast as he gets ready to enter the ring here in Orlando. Meanwhile, Puerto Rican star Miguel Cotto is a 3-division titleist and is on his way to the Hall of Fame. But he enters the ring tonight coming off back-to-back losses and with a new team in place. We spoke with Miguel about his new union with trainer Freddie Roach.
This fight means a new year in my career, putting behind the 2 consecutive losses. It's a new chance for myself. We was talking about changing trainer for the benefit of my career, and we talk about Freddie. He's this guy who the whole boxing community respect a lot. All the knowledge he has, we decided to work with him. He didn't want to add or change anything from my style, you know. He just wants to take things I put it on the side and decide to fighting other styles. He bring it back to me, and sometimes in my past years, sometimes I prefer to be more defensive than offensive, and he make me understand my biggest defenses can be my offensive, you know, and we work about it.
And now here's a look at Cotto with a large Puerto Rican following here in Orlando, which has helped to pack the house tonight. Here's an interesting note, guys. Ring walk music is a well-known signature in the sport. Fighters use it to motivate themselves, to bond with their audience, etc. When we asked Miguel Cotto what was his ring walk music tonight, he said, no music. I'm just here to fight.
If you cover enough athletes in any sport, it's hard not to have favorites. And anyone who's covered Miguel Cotto, it's hard for him not to be one of your favorites.
I would say it's doggone near impossible. And he's not only a favorite of those who covered the sport, he's a favorite of other fighters because of his no-nonsense, sportsmanlike approach. And now let's go to ring announcer Joe Martinez for the official introductions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Amway Center here in Orlando, Florida, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. La República Dominicana contra Puerto Rico. The main event, 12 rounds in this special attraction in the super welterweight division. Presented by Cotto Promotions in association with Bob Arum's Top Rank Promotions and Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Sponsored by Tecate Cerveza con Carácter. Sanctioned by the Florida State Boxing Commission. The executive director is Cynthia Heffron. The 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside of the 10-point must system. From Miami, Florida, Rich Green. From Delray Beach, Florida, Michael Pernick. And from Bradenton, Florida, Mike Ross. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Frank Centaur Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready. Dominicanos, Boricuas, dile al mundo, Orlando, Florida, make some noise if you are ready! introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks trimmed in blue and silver, he weighed in officially 154 pounds even. This veteran professional brings an outstanding record that stands at 28 victories, 6 defeats, 3 draws, and 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut, by way of Santiago de los Caballeros, La República Dominicana. Here's a former 2-time world title challenger, Delvin, El Peligro Rodriguez. And next his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing red, trimmed in white and teal, he weighed in 153¼ pounds. This 41-fight veteran brings 37 victories, just 4 defeats, 30 big wins coming by way of knockout. The former 4-time 3-division world champion, El Hijo de Caguas, El Orgullo de Puerto Rico, Miguel.
His trunks are right where they're supposed to be. Yours are a little high. They keep your blows on. These belt lines are above you. If I say break, break. Take a step back. Question, question. Good luck, guys.
Delvin Rodriguez has the reputation as an action fighter. But that's when he's forced to be an action fighter. He is capable of boxing. Can Miguel Cotto still be the left hooking to the body monster action fighter that he was for most of his career? But he still got it.
Round 1 begins. It isn't Madison Square Garden, but for a few moments there, it sounded like it. As the crowd chanted, Cotto, Cotto, Cotto. Let's see if he can respond.
His hands are already moving.
Missed 2 left hooks downstairs, but he threw them.
Interesting, Rodriguez looks so much longer and taller in there, but as our numbers pointed out, their arm length is the same. Cotto, a natural southpaw who has always fought in a conventional stance, has the stronger arm in front.
And that was a good left body shot already.
His jab is probably his most effective weapon, Cotto, but the punch that separated him, the must-see punch in his arsenal, was the left hook to the body earlier in his career.
Particularly at 140 and 147 pounds. He hasn't been nearly as dominant at 154. On the other hand, his well-timed jab has served him well in this division. Rodriguez is obviously up and inspired to try to put on a great performance himself tonight. Saw him waving to the crowd as Cotto was coming into the ring. One body shot there by Cotto.
And that one seemed to affect Rodriguez.
Two good jabs by Cotto drive Rodriguez back into the corner. And here's the left hook to the body that Freddie Roach wants to see. Roach, of course, trained Manny Pacquiao to his victory over Miguel Cotto. They actually had a bad moment at the weigh-in, which Roach thought for a second was going to erupt into a fight. But it was Cotto himself who called Roach on the phone and said, I don't know how much I have left.
Stop, stop. Wait, don't punch, don't
But
punch.
will you train me from here to the finish? Great left hook to the body by Cotto, and another one for good measures.
And that left hook is looking just like the old days. It's looking very powerful, very sharp, and it's definitely on point.
It brings back the memories.
It's always been an issue of him simply throwing it. He's just gotten away from it in recent years.
There it is again. Rodriguez is landing a couple of uppercuts here, but he's taking some thunderous body shots, and that's what Cotto most wants to do.
This guy is not what he looks like. You got to punch with this guy inside. When you enter the fight,
beautiful. Okay? Good pressure, working behind the jab, working the body shot. Beautiful, right? Just like that. Good head movement, little feints going in. A little bit. Give me that feint, little feint, okay? All right.
saca la mano. Cuando venga ese aceite, golpea con él. Cuando venga a tirar la combinación, golpea con él.
The combination, you throw with him because you're prepared also.
Esa mano izquierda, pana.
That left hand, baby. That left hand, baby.
Early returns on the Cotto-Roach marriage, all good. CompuBox numbers in round one. Cotto 24 of 52. Rodriguez 7 of 29. Cotto landing 13 power shots to the body by CompuBox count.
Ferdinand Felice, the new trainer of Rodriguez, said he changed Rodriguez a little bit. He may have changed him some, but I don't know if he prepared him for such a puncher like Cotto is right now.
Rodriguez looks very conscious of that, especially left hook to the body. Cotto's able to whip that left hand upstairs as a result.
That's right. After the first round success to the body, Cotto starts off the second round with a left and a right upstairs. And a big right hand upstairs. And the crowd responds very favorably.
All set up from that left body shot.
Stop, break. That's the key to being Miguel Cotto. Always has been. Do you dig that punch to the liver? Rodriguez seems to be searching for a tactic, an answer here that can give Cotto something to think about.
Well, like Max said earlier, they're kind of two different level type fighters. If Cotto is focused, he's a higher echelon fighter. Rodriguez, we haven't seen really go to that level a lot of times in his career.
Delvin's got a ton of heart he's shown in his career, but those Cotto hooks to the body look like they're taking it out of him.
Right hand to the body by Cotto. Another right hand to the body by Cotto.
Sounds like a bass drum.
And he is very much committing to these punches.
Oh, good hook.
Rodriguez landing upstairs in concert with Cotto. Miguel Cotto stalking, cutting off the ring, cornering Rodriguez when he gets the chance, and going back to the body.
I don't think Rodriguez was prepared for such a strong punching Cotto at this state of his career. The last few times we've seen him, we have not seen these type of body shots, this type of aggression, none of the things we're seeing now.
Cotto turned Matador against Shane Mosley to beat Mosley in those last 2 rounds of their excellent fight years ago. And obviously against Margarito under questionable circumstances, he had to really box and move, but this is bull Cotto. This is the Cotto that people love to see.
Uppercuts land for Cotto, 2 of them left hook upstairs.
And that
Delvin
sound
Rodriguez
you hear,
has landed some nice shots in this round. He's taking thunder, big thunder from Miguel Cotto. He punctuates the round with a couple more hard shots, and you see the effect on Rodriguez.
Listen, man.
You gotta throw with him. You gotta throw with him. You're taking too many of his shots. You gotta move. You good? You can do it. You gotta let your hands go. Throw 3, 4 punches.
Here you see Cotto coming strong, finishing with his favorite punch. The overhand right first, followed by that beautiful left hook. That left hook is what made us know and learn to love Cotto. Once again, a beautiful right overhand right on the chin, but that signature left hook is the one that's causing all the damage. That creates damage for anybody in the 154-pound division.
That was a huge round statistically for Miguel Cotto. Coffee box numbers in that round, 27 of 51 for Cotto. That's 55%, 24 of them were power shots. Rodriguez was 8 of 36 and did some pretty work. But he's getting hammered by Cotto, and down he goes, and Frank Santorum is stopping the fight. He's stopping the fight in the third round.
He's absolutely right to stop that fight. Rodriguez had no chance in there tonight, and I think in the corner, Rodriguez was hoping that someone in his corner would save him from himself, because he's not the kind of guy to quit. But Cotto was beating the hell out of him, Jim.
That was a thunderous statement.
Rodriguez still isn't right. He's sitting on his stool, and he is wobbly going down to his stool.
Miguel Cotto fighting like a man possessed.
Yeah,
knocking Delvin Rodriguez out.
That right hook to the body followed by that beautiful left hook to the head. Anytime that left hook is working like that, that's trouble for anybody in this division. He stalked him. The right body shot been working, so he tried the body shot first and followed it with the left hook to the head. They almost traded left hooks, but you don't want to trade left hooks with Miguel Cotto. He knocked the man and the referee down.
What a performance. What a show. What a statement. What a billboard. In big letters, I'm still a great fighter.
He was in with the right guy, the kind of guy that could make him look good. But he had to be the Miguel Cotto of old, not an old Miguel Cotto, in order to fulfill the promise of this fight. And fulfill it he did in the, as you mentioned, Jim, the marriage with Freddie Roach. So far, still the honeymoon phase.
A third round technical knockout for Cotto. A complete annihilation of Delvin Rodriguez, mostly with body punches, ultimately with the finisher upstairs. And Rodriguez, a classy man, knows what he saw.
Yes, he was. He was a very classy guy. He was in there to win the fight, Jim. It's just that the Cotto that he probably trained for and expected to see, that was not the Cotto that showed up.
Well, he didn't look like the guy who fought Austin Trout. He had moments like that against Floyd Mayweather, but of course, Floyd Mayweather's another story.
He wasn't using his hook there either, though, Jim. It would be interesting to see him fight Floyd Mayweather now, using both hands like he did tonight.
And right now, let's go to ring announcer Joe Martinez, who has the particulars on the TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 2 minutes, 42 seconds. Round number 3. Referee Frank Santorum Jr. puts a halt to the contest. For your winner by TKO victory, Miguel Cotto.
Well, they waited a long time, but they got what they wanted in Orlando as the crowd feasts on the brilliant show that Miguel Cotto put on. Final CompuBox numbers. He lands 39 more punches. He throws 42 more punches. He connects at exactly a 50% rate. Power shots. 47 out of 87 for 54%. He limited Rodriguez to 7 out of 26. Punch zone. And let's take a look at a picture of Rodriguez's body to check out how many times did Cotto land his left hook to the ribcage. 16 times. 16 hammered shots. Reminiscent of the old Miguel Cotto, reminiscent of the glory days that set up the victory. And now Max Kellerman stands by with Miguel.
Good to have you back. Congratulations. What did it feel tonight to go back to the old aggressive, power-punching, body-punching Miguel Cotto?
You know, it's just the result of a good and hard training camp. Just working comfortable, working in peace. Thanks God, and thank you to all the people in here. Thank you.
You're capable of fighting in a variety of ways. When you fight like this, it seems to be the crowd's kind of favorite. Is it yours?
You know, I just want to make myself happy, make everybody happy, and just get a victory, you know? That's all I work.
You're very even-tempered about this sort of thing. But coming off two career losses, two losses consecutively, and having not done something like that in a while, what did it feel like to be that guy again?
You know, I feel good, you know, feels bringing back to basics, bringing back to the roots, and just being good.
What do you see going forward now?
I don't know. Next is rest, spend time with my family, and then we sit and wait, and what happens next.
Still bringing a lot of people to the show, and they're leaving happy tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Freddie, I have a question for you. Miguel calls you up, says he wants you to train him. You wanted to make him the aggressive Miguel Cotto of old. Give me your thoughts about this performance.
It was a great performance. You know, anyone who wants to fight off the ropes with a guy like Miguel is just a matter of time before he gets to him with those body shots. The body shots broke him down, and the headshot knocked him out.
Are you satisfied with what he did? Is this what you envisioned?
It definitely is. I mean, when I say we had the best training camp ever, from day one till now, he has just come so confident and so ready. He worked so hard. He put the hours in. I'm really happy to be here with him, and we're going to have a lot of big fights after this.
Do you think he is now ready for the top shelf opposition again?
Yeah, line them up.
Thanks, Freddie. Thanks, Miguel. Jim.
All right, well, Max's last question to Freddie anticipated what I wanted to talk to Roy Jones about. Roy, this is not about everyday business. This is not just about winning fights against good opponents. This is about big business. This is about looking for an assignment against somebody like Sergio Martinez or Canelo Alvarez. That was only 2 rounds and change. Does he need another fight, or is he ready?
No. With the experience that he has, there's no need to keep taking stupid chances, taking other fights, because things like what happened with Austin Trout could happen again. Reason being is because Cotto is up here, those guys are on the way up there. So he doesn't get up for them the way that they get up for him. And it's difficult to go in there and prepare yourself properly against a guy that's so eager to fight you, but you're not so eager to fight him. You understand me? So I think he should go right now and go for the gusto again. And when I say it would be interesting to see him fight Floyd, it would be interesting. I'm not saying he'll beat Floyd, but it would have been interesting to see the real Cotto in there at his best, and Floyd Mayweather fight.
Throwing those body shots the way he threw them tonight.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
All right. Thank you very much, Roy.
Thank you.
And thanks to all of you for being with us on this special triple-header edition of HBO's World Championship Boxing. It's been a long day and a long night with Moscow and the 2 fights here, but it was all worth the wait to see what Miguel Cotto did in his return to the ring. This Friday, join us for coverage of the Tim Bradley-Juan Manuel Marquez weigh-in. On Saturday night, HBO pay-per-view delivers the live fight between Timothy Bradley and Juan Manuel Marquez. 1 week later, on October 19, don't miss the 140-pound collision between Mike Alvarado and Ruslan Provodnikov. It's a can't-miss action fight. November 2, middleweight beast Gennady Golovkin takes on lights-out puncher Curtis Stevens in Stevens' hometown, New York City. November 9, 130-pound champ Rocky Martinez matches up with fast-rising star Mikey Garcia, and Nonito Donaire squares off with Victor Chinian. November 16, 168-pound kingpin Andre Ward returns to the ring, where he'll match up with undefeated Edwin Rodriguez. And November 23 at 9 p.m. live on pay-per-view, it's superstar Manny Pacquiao versus hard-charging Brandon Rios from the island of Macau. For our full schedule, visit HBO.com and our Facebook page. Next on HBO, stay tuned for more boxing programming, 24/7 Bradley Marquez, followed by Face Off, Alvarado Provodnikov. And now for our entire crew, I'm Jim Lampley. Thank you for being with us on this edition of World Championship Boxing.